Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Some people are saying OP-18 is going to be better than OP-17. OP-18 is finally here. There's some insane manga rares. Also, Heroines 2 edition is coming out. Let's talk about that. We have our 3 investment picks of the day. Stay tuned toward the end of the video. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Thanks Colton Basil for the comment. I'm so glad you pulled that buggy. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I'll feature you in one of my upcoming videos. One Piece Heroines Edition Volume 2. This is coming out October 30th. So mark your calendars. If you guys are interested in any of these cards, we have Nami and Nico Robins looking fly right there. These are cards you can actually play as well. Nami, you can look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. I always love that play in the card. And then Nico Robin, you could play up to 1 character card with cost 5 or less. Are you excited for the new Heroines edition? Let me know in the comments. I'm more excited for OP-18 with some of the reveals that just came out. So let's check some of those out. Then we have Nico Robins. She is my favorite female character in here. If you're wondering what my wife looks like, that is what she looks like. She's very beautiful. Her ability is once per turn, when one of your characters with wisdom attributes and without blocker is KO'd, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck, the top of life cards. Great ability there. Then we have the Heroines new leader cards. We're having all new designs. I wish they would have put Nico Robins in one of these leader cards, but we have Naftari, Nami, Shirahoshi. She's definitely my second favorite female on here. Then of course you have Nami. You got to have the classic Nami. They actually with this Heroines edition, they did a better job designing these than the first one, I think, in my personal opinion. And I think you guys will have to agree. I think Boa, Hancock, and Rebecca, all these are bangers when it comes to this set right here. I remember when this Heroines edition, the first one came out, you couldn't find it anywhere. Like, this was one of the most scalped sets I've ever seen before OP-17. And I think it's going to happen again with what great cards they have. And then, what am I talking about? They do have a Nico Robins leader card. Idiot. I prefer the Jewelry Bonnie and this set over they designed this a lot better than Nico Robins, but Nico Robins is still my favorite. Great cards, great designs here. And then I cannot remember, I was looking back at my database and the videos that I've made. I don't remember there ever making a design like this. It's almost like a comic book graffiti card. Actually, that's what I'm going to call it. The parallel version is the graffiti card for OP-18 right here with Franky, where Franky has awesome abilities. All stage cards in your hand have a plus 300 counter. Are you kidding me? So there's the regular version. I like both of these versions of the card, and with what they did with Franky right here, that detail in that card, I wish they would put who designed the cards on there. Do you guys know how to find who designed the card? Because this is an excellent, unless they tell you, this is an excellent design card, and I absolutely love the parallel version with this. That's why I think OP-18 has more unique cards in it than OP-17, and I think it's just going to be just as scalped, just as hyped. It's insane how they're able to produce sets banger after banger after banger that are worth collecting and master setting. So I'm super stoked for that. I already went over that. Here's a close-up of the Franky card. We have a bunch more cards coming. The best is saved for last. Stay tuned, guys. You don't want to. I always appreciate you guys making it past 3 minutes. You guys are always supporting the channel. Love it. Obviously, you got to have the Mini Mary. So this actually is played by this effect, if you guys didn't know. So here's Franky's free 5-cost combo. So you can rest 1 Dawn, you can play the Mini Mary for free, and draw 1 plus return 1 Dawn card. If you guys want more explanations on the different cards in more detail when the cards release and how it could affect your sets, let me know in the bottom, and I'll break it down again like that. Like, I thought this was easy to explain it in that way, but I love the new Franky future. And then for the first time ever, we get a Nico Robins card. That's insane. And she's my favorite female character, and I have to have this card. If this thing starts going up, I think this thing is going to start off high when it first comes out to $2,000-$3,000. I am scared, guys. I'm scared when this set releases that this is going to be impossible for me to pull, and you can't argue with me. This has to be the second best manga rare card ever released besides Zoro. Zoro's number 1, and then it's Nico Robins. How can you not love this card? I want to live. And then her abilities. If your character would be removed from the field by your opponent, as effect, you may rest this character instead. Set up to one of your Water 7 type cards and up to one of your Dawn cards as active. You guys, let me know in those comments. Am I wrong on this? Is this one of the best manga rare cards ever? And how bad? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't want it, 10 being you have to have it, where would you rate this? It's a 10. This is a 10. They crushed it. Good job, One Piece, for not destroying the value in your sets. Like, it's beautiful. Obviously, I love the Saint Gunko cards. I need both for the regular version and the parallel version. Let's get a zoom up on that. Woo! Fantastic looking card with the white border. Great job, guys. Crushed it. And then the Saint Goku ability, once per turn, when a character is played from your trash, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. I like that ability. Activate main. Once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If you have a character with 8,000 base power or more, add up to 1 Dawn card as an active from your Dawn deck. I do like that. Sweet. Then we have Saint Shamrock. On KO, you must trash 1 card from your hand. Play this character from your trash. Active main once per turn. If the character was played on this turn, play up to 1 Holy Knights of God type character card with a cost of 6 or less from your trash. Now we're about to come up onto, I think people are calling this, from what I've heard, the God Secret Rare. And so let's check this out, or the God Super Parallel. This is, from what I understand and what I've seen, this is going to be the hardest pull ever. They did one of these in OP-17, now we have one in OP-18. The pull rate for this, unknown, but we're doing testing, active testing right now, and we will try to figure out from OP-17 what the God Super Parallel is. One Piece just continues to overdo it with these card designs. The Dawn 1 play up to 1 Celestial Dragon type character card with 6,000 power or less from your trash. Let's get a close-up on this bad boy. Saint Gunko. Beautiful design, beautiful card. I can't see who designed this. I don't think they put it on there, but wow. I like these. I like the God Parallels more than I like the new design from Amano with the Final Fantasy cards, which those to me were epic. Those were a must-have for my collection. And this is another one. So super excited for that. These are the designs for OP-18 for Final Fantasy. This was done by Yoshitaka Amano. I did a whole video about him. These are the gold parallel versions. You got Loki and Saint Shamrock. I prefer Saint Shamrock, but both of these are gonna, if you have these in your collection, these are both gonna stand out just because of the watercolor. I call this the watercolor design. This looks more like watercolor, but it's a masterful piece in how he designs and draws things. So you have the parallel versions and then the gold foil parallel versions. They're both going to be hard to pull. So that is exciting. You cannot, OP-17 has some excellent cards in there, but they didn't do anything different as far as, they got the God Parallel in there, but they didn't have any famous artists come in. I don't understand how they figure like, hey, let's release a banger 4th anniversary set. And I'm gonna say it now, this is another goated set. I'm picking it out right now. This is gonna be just as bad as OP-17. They don't do what Pokemon does. What Pokemon does, if you don't know, they release a banger set and then they come out with some slop trash the next 2 or 3 sets, and then they'll release another banger set, come out with some slop 2 or 3. One Piece doesn't do that. They release banger sets with cards we want. With this set has something in it for everybody, which I love. So what do you guys think in the comments? If you could only get one of these cards from OP-18, which one would it be? Obviously, it has to be the Nico Robins Mega Rare. That's the one that we want all in the set. Now, let's talk about our 3 investments for today. This is coming off a TCG index. If you don't have it, no problem. So we have the Infernape Ape. Actually, this is a pass for me. They're telling me, see, the other thing, you can't always believe everything you hear. This is a pass. It's not a bad card, but it's not one I want for my collection. The way that I invest and or collect is the card needs to be worth enough or one that can go in my collection. Now, this Yamato Parallel is an excellent buy. The liquidity on this is very high. It's up at $10. And this is such, do you guys remember this card from Romance Dawn? I keep saying this. Romance Dawn has some secret bangers. I haven't even talked about this card before. It hasn't been featured in a video until now. So if you are looking to get a set, I've featured other cards from Boomerang Song. This is a great set to start picking up. But right here we have, this is an excellent condition from, let's see, from May. It's gone from $88. Maybe we want to look for a dip here, but I don't see this dip. It hasn't dipped, maybe a little bit, but that's not really a withdrawal right here. But I don't know if there's ever a good time to buy this card because this thing just continuing to go up. But this is the #1 pick for today. If you stayed all the way to the end, congratulations. I am not currently collecting Fusion World Dragon Ball cards right now. I picked some up in the past, but I'm not actively picking them up and pulling them. With Magic the Gathering coming out with The Hobbit and Star Trek, I just can't afford it in my budget. But this is a pick for, this is from Saiyan's Pride Broly FBO8 122. This has, if you like Dragon Ball right here, $14 all the way to $28 is doubled in the last couple of days. This is another confidence of 84. Anything 80 and above is always a great buy right here. So send in some offers, try to get this card, then go get it graded. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, I'm super excited for OP-18. I haven't been this excited for collecting in a long time. A part of me has always wished that One Piece would produce a lot more packs, a lot more cards, make it more accessible, make the pull rates easier. But then the other part of me, the collector, that's the investor part of me, the collector inside of me is just like, I like the exclusivity. Pokemon just makes so much and mass produces it, and it's nice to take a break and be like, hey, it's hard to pull stuff, and I do love that aspect of it. I think as it grows, they'll have to figure that out, because if they start doing Pokemon numbers, then they gotta figure it out. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Jesus loves you. Peace, I'm out. I'll see you next time. Collect all the One Piece cards.